Hi guys, I'm Vishali. I am back at Cobham, very chilly Cobham today, because Antonio Conte has previewed Chelsea's game with Swansea City, a game that of course takes place at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday night. Now the press conference started off on a bit of a sad note because of course overnight news broke that former Chelsea academy coach Dermot Drummy has died. He was only 56 when he died, and of course he was so important in the development of a lot of sort of the up and coming Chelsea players. You know, the likes of Luiz, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, they've all taken to Twitter today, Nathaniel Chalobah, to basically express their sorrow of his passing. Conte did the same today. He said, you know, the club have lost a great man, and you know, obviously it was a really nice touch of Conte to say that. Now the players will be wearing black armbands against Swansea to as basically as a mark of respect for Dermot, and there'll be like a special bit in the matchday programme on Saturday for him. And then talk turned then to the team news. Now the big news for Chelsea is that defender Luiz is not going to play against Swansea because he has a knee injury. Now Conte was asked whether or not it is a recent injury, because again after Karabakh I think he was wearing strapping on his right knee, or whether or not you know, it's a long-standing one, and Conte basically said he doesn't know. So it looks like David Luiz will be basically being assessed. He's going to be assessed by the club doctors, and then the club will confirm how long he will be out for, or whether or not it's serious or it's not serious. So he's definitely not going to play against Swansea, and Charlie Musunde is also out against Swansea. However, Conte said that Michy Batshuayi and Kennedy are trying their best basically to make the game against Swansea. I don't know whether or not, I mean, they will be fit enough. Certainly they will not start. I don't think Batshuayi will start anyway, but you could see him back on the bench. The good piece of news for Chelsea is that Victor Moses is ready and in contention to start against Swansea. Of course, he had that grade 3 hamstring injury that he suffered in the 2-1 defeat away to Palace, but he's recovered, and you know, he's on the bench on Saturday. He's now ready to start, so let's see whether or not he gets that start in his usual right wing back role. Now Conte was also asked about Tiemoue Bakayoko. Now, I wanted to talk about Bakayoko in my vlog after the Liverpool game, but I didn't. But, you know, I'll give you a bit of an update. Because Bakayoko, he inadvertently played a role in Mohamed Salah's goal for Liverpool. He was brought off, and you know, he's received a bit of criticism since then about his performance, especially because, you know, Drinkwater came in and did so well. Conte has backed Bakayoko, and he's reiterated the fact that, look, Bakayoko is only 23 years old. He's got a long way to go at Chelsea, but he did say that there is a lot of room for improvement for Bakayoko, particularly in a tactical sense. But this was Conte today backing Bakayoko, despite some criticism of his performance against Liverpool. He was also asked about Willian and whether or not it's hard to keep someone like Willian, who was Chelsea's player of the season 2 years ago, happy, despite the fact he doesn't start week in, week out. And of course, Willian had a superb week last week. He scored 2 goals and won 2 penalties in that 4-0 win against Karabakh in the Champions League. And of course, he scored the goal that secured a 1-1 draw for Chelsea against Liverpool at Anfield. But he's by no means a certain starter, certainly not in a 3-5-2, in a 3-4-3. You know, Pedro is often preferred to Willian. Conte wasn't necessarily that happy to be asked about it, and he said, look, any player who doesn't play week in, week out, any player who does play week in, week out, look, every player needs to be happy to play for Chelsea, to represent Chelsea, whether or not they're on the bench or whether or not they're starting. And that was all he would say. He said, look, Hazard accepted the fact that he wasn't playing. When he came up from injury, he wasn't going to be playing straight away back in the team. Either Pedro, Willian, they all have to do it. Which was, you know, it was interesting. And then he was asked about Swansea. Swansea are in a relegation zone, and they're going to be desperate to get some points. It's not going to be easy, of course. And, you know, Conte was just a bit weary of the fact that Chelsea could see a reaction from a team desperate to stay in the Premier League. I'll be at that game, so expect a match day vlog at Stamford Bridge when Chelsea host Swansea on Wednesday night.